All right, guys. Sorry everything has taken so long, but I am finally here. It is Jerome Parker, and today we are doing, or I am introducing you guys to CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets. Now, CSS is the component in web development, front end web development, that controls how a web page looks. So using CSS, you can control colors, backgrounds. You can even do 2D and 3D animations. So following up on the last live stream I did in the web development series, we created this web page, Pandy the Panda. And on this web page, basically, we took some photos of a panda. We called it Pandy. We put some text here, put some photos. We put a YouTube link, and we put in some background music. Okay. Oh, wow, that's really loud. Yeah. So, let me pause that. So in this short live stream, I'm just going to show you guys how to input CSS into your web pages and give you some basic underlying styles that you can do. So one quick second, I'm going to tell everybody that we're live. Sorry about that. 1 second. My bad, pressing the wrong thing. Oh, you know what? I'll do that from my phone. Anyway, let me go back to right here. So there's basically there's a few ways that you can put CSS into your website. The way that I'm going to show you in this introductory video is using the style tag. So if you remember from the last video, tags are how you build an HTML document. Let me go pull up the index. So one of the tags that you can add inside the body is a style tag. And inside of the style tag, you basically define what you want to style. So you can put elements, HTML elements like the H1 tag right here, or the P tag, or the body tag, or the whole HTML tag. And then you can do classes and IDs. And what that is, the difference between a class and an ID, you give an ID to an individual object or an individual element. You give a class to a group. So if you want to apply a style to just one individual thing, you're going to want to give it an ID. If you want to give a style to a group of things, like you want all forms with a certain class, to look a certain way, then you would make a class called form. And classes and IDs are both attributes of elements. So how you have the width here, you have the height, you have the source. You would in any HTML element you could add. I'll do it right here. An ID, and we're going to call this title. And you can have a class. So we'll put a class here. Intro. So I'm going to show you how to do 3 different styles. So we're going to do a style on an element as a whole. We're going to do a style on an ID, and we're going to do a style on the class. And if you have any questions, ask. I have the chat right here. I'm gonna try to, let's see, always on top. There you go. If you guys can't see something, you need me to make the screen bigger, let me know. So the first thing we're going to do is let's change the background color and the text color. So right now we have a black text color with a white background. That's the default for HTML. I'll make this smaller. There we go. That's the default for HTML. Let's flip that. Let's make the background black and let's make the text white. And we want this to apply to the whole HTML document. Therefore, what we want to do is apply this as a whole to HTML. So the syntax for writing CSS is you put the selector to be styled, and it is, hey, how you doing, Kelly? I'm glad that you finally got to catch me live. I never know what time to stream, so I'm just trying different times around times where I think both East and West Coast can tune in. But so the syntax, you have the selector, which in this case is HTML, and then you have an open and closed curly brace. And inside of this curly brace, you put a bunch of key value pairs. And the key is the CSS I don't know the formal okay, I'm drawing a blank on the formal definition. Hey, Jyrone, what's good? It's been a while. What's up, Gravity Game? How you doing, man? Yeah, I haven't seen you in a couple months. How you been? But we have, like, for example, background color. That is what is really bothering me that I can't remember the formal definition of what it's called, because I'm a pet peevish kind of guy. I gotta see that. CSS. Syntax. All right. That's good, bro. It's good to hear. Okay, so you got the selector, and the declaration, property value. All right, declaration. That was the word that I was. So background color here is the declaration. So that's the key, and the value is, in this case, we want it to be black. With colors, you can put in the contextual name. You can put in hexadecimal. You can put RGBA values. You can do HSL values. I'm going to do a whole mini series on CSS colors. So for right now, we're going to keep it simple. We're doing contextual. So background color black, and then there's another declaration just called color, and this is the color of the text. We want that to be white. And then also you got to put this semicolon after each declaration. So the HTML compiler knows, or the CSS preprocessor knows to go to the next line. So we're going to save this and head back over. I don't need this anymore. Head back over to Pandy the Panda, and we're going to refresh the page. And you can hear, can you hear? Yeah, you can hear. You got the music. We're going to pause that. So now we got a black background and we have white text. Does that make sense? I've been trying to figure out Laravel Echo with socket. It's really annoying because it's not documented well. Yeah, it's not documented well. I'm actually, tune in on Wednesday. And when I do on Wednesdays, I do a live stream of I code an app, whether I'm doing Android or Laravel, whatever. It just depends on what I feel that day. But because you said that, I'll do an app and I will illustrate Laravel Echo, so you can get a better feel for it. All right, so tune in Wednesday. But yeah. So that's how you do it on an element. So we did the whole HTML element and said we wanted the background to be black and we wanted the text color to be white. Now, the next thing we want to do is let's um let's make the sounds good, cool. We have the H1 title with an ID of title. So when you want to make, when you want the element to be an ID, you have to put the hashtag sign and then the name of the ID, and then followed by the curly braces. So we have hashtag title, and we want the font size, or let's do the font family. Let's do the font family to be cursive. Let's see what that looks like. I've never even done this before with cursive. But you can change the font family, just like you would do in a word processor. You can put all the different types of fonts. You can even import fonts from outside resources, like Google has a bunch of fonts. We also want the font size to be, I don't know, 48 pixels. That's probably going to be way too big, but I'm just illustrating. And let's see, what else? Let's make the color of this red. It's probably going to look ugly. Who cares? Just trying to prove a point. So now we're going to, before I refresh, I'm going to make this audio autoplay false. Because I'm tired of having to replay that. And for some reason, it still plays. Huh. Maybe this doesn't need to be on there. It's probably one of those XML restriction type things. Let's see. There you go. Cool. All right. So now we see. So that cursor didn't really do anything. Let's font family sans serif. Oops. There we go. So we changed text font and whatnot. And I mean that's basically the syntax. Now where it comes in is oh wait, we didn't do the class. Actually, instead of putting the class here in the paragraph, because we don't have anything inside of the paragraph really. I'm gonna put this in this list, and we're gonna call this class facts. So what this is gonna do is anything with the class facts. And my bad, I didn't want to put it on I want to put it on the individual list items. Anything with the class facts, the CSS style is going to apply to. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me know if I'm not making sense. Please do, because I need it to make sense for you guys. Oops. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? There you go. So when you want to make a style for a class, instead of putting the hashtag before the name, you just put a period before the name. So we have period facts. And let's make the color green. And let's see, what are some, look at some CSS. Yeah, let's look at some more stuff we can do with CSS before I get into the basic stuff, before I get into whatnot. List, yeah. Let's change the bullet type. Yeah. So we're going to change the style type to a circle. Let's see. That might not work. I might have to apply that to the UL. We'll see. No, it worked. Cool. So if you see down here, I don't know if you can see. Let me zoom in. As you can see now, the bullet points look different. We can also change this to square. Let me change it to square. That's more profound. And so using CSS, you can define how your lists look, amongst other things. So that's a little that's pretty much the syntax, and that's some basic stuff you can do with font and color. Another thing, and what CSS is usually used for, is using CSS you can position certain you can position anything. The rewatch tape, do I pause, play, fall on better. What's up, Prince Yababa? My bad. What did you say, Kelly? I more than likely have to rewatch tape show. Do I can pause play to follow on better with my 9-year-old? Okay. Yeah, I mean these videos are kind of meant to watch more than once. You know, while doing the live stream and having to keep in mind that my target audience are people who have never done this before. I'm trying to present it in a way that is digestible, and if I'm not doing a good job, please let me know. But back to what I was saying, you can position things how you want to. So let's take this photo for example. You can we can pad it, and we can put a border around it. Or my bad, a margin around it. So let's look. A margin property is used to generate space around elements. Okay. So let's go back here. If we were to take this image and let's give this ID equals Pandy image. So everything, we're going to put a margin around it. So we want everything around it to be pushed out 10 pixels. So we want 10 pixels out around it. So we're going to do hashtag Pandy image margin. And you can do margin left, margin right, margin top, margin bottom. But if you just pass in margin, it does equally all sides. As you get more complex with it, you might need to just do margin on the left instead of the right. But for the sake of explaining and showing you what it looks like, I'm just doing margin. So 10 pixels. And as you can see, everything around it got pushed away 10 pixels. So if you want to generate space around the elements, you use margin. Now, if you want to use padding, now there's also padding. Padding is used to generate space around the content. The padding clears an area around the content inside of the border of the element. So let me go back. Pandy. image. Let us add a little div right here. Class equals Pandy image div, and underneath here we want break line. We love Pandy. Alright, so on this class, on this div, we're going to put some padding inside. So basically everything inside of this div is going to have space, have 10 pixel space pushed above around it. So dot Pandy image div padding. And padding and margin work the same in terms of the left, right, top, bottom. What so we're gonna save that. We're gonna go back here, and as you can see, you know, there's more space. I don't know. Let me go back, and maybe you can see better. You see here it's without the padding. Here is with the padding. Let's see. What else can I show you in the intro video? Yeah, links. Okay. All right, cool. So CSS can also listen for events, right? So let's take clickable links. I know we got a clickable link on here somewhere. No? All right, hold on. Let's go Panda. Find the Wikipedia page on pandas. Not designer panda. Not Panda Express. Giant panda. Here we go. We're gonna copy that link. I don't really care for that. We're gonna put in a little link here. Let's see, right underneath here, we're gonna add a link, href, and paste that in. Learn more about pandas. All right, cool. So we're gonna style the links different. So we're just gonna do an A element. We want the color to be blue. I don't want to do blue. Yellow. Okay. Now there's nothing you haven't seen before, so we're gonna refresh this page. And oh wait, did I already do that? Oh, okay. All right. I already had the giant panda stuff on there, so I can delete this. All right. So here you see, visit here. Now CSS can listen for events. For example, we can listen if that link has been hovered on. We can listen to see if this link has been visited. So in order to do that, we have to make another CSS definition, and we're going to do a : hover. And this is saying this is the style of the link tag when the cursor is hovered over it. And we want the color of this to be yeah, purple. And then if that link has been visited, we want the color to be blue. Save, refresh. We have visited this link, so it is definitely blue. But why isn't the hover working? Let me do color is red. We got red, orange. Huh. Well, for some reason, maybe I wonder if it does. The hover doesn't work after you visited. Well, anyway, let me try to change the link to see if that works because this link has been visited before. I know that probably won't work. All right. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So if you hover over it, the link color changes, and then once you click on it, refresh the page, you see that it does what it does. Am I making sense? Can anybody in the chat room let me know if I have lost them, and if I have lost them, let me know where I lost them. But I didn't expect for this stream to be very long because CSS is one of those things where I need to do a bunch of videos on each individual component and what you can do. There's no way if I tried to do it all right now, we'd be here for like 6 hours. So, oopsie. Let's see. I did text, I did links, did list. Everything else, I feel can. Oh no, there we go. It can kind of get into more intermediate things. I guess the last thing we can do. Let's see. We got this Pandy image. Let's round the corners because I think those squares are ugly. So you can put a border radius around the object, and it'll basically give it some rounded edges. We're gonna do this hashtag Pandy image. We're gonna do a border radius 4 pixels. I believe that's the right syntax. Bow. And now you can see it is rounded. We can make this 10 pixels. It's more rounded than it was before. We also how do you let's see. I also want to make this a center image. I'm trying to remember the syntax. Once you learn it, you start using things like Bootstrap or Material, Google Material. So you're not doing these bare bones vanilla declarations. So hold on one second. Yeah, so we're gonna do text align, and we're gonna make that center, and this should make the image centered. We'll see. No, that didn't work. Yeah, there was something funky about doing text align with images. Hold on, I'm gonna try to figure this out real quick. Okay, it applies to block containers, not inline elements. Um, Let me try this. Display block margin 0 auto. Bow. There we go. And so, um, let me explain. So I already explained what display does. I'm putting the content within the border, but the display property um, displays elements as inline. So, blah, 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 blah. My bad. That's if I do display inline. The display probably specifies the type of box used for a HTML element. So you can have a block, which is what we did. You can have inline. You can have table, table column, table row. Um, so by default, most by default, not most everything is an inline element. And you got a flex element, you got a block, inline block. I know I'm going to explain all those because those are getting into more advanced terms, but it's, you can do some pretty advanced stuff. So that's how you build responsive design, and that's for websites that look one way on desktop and they look different on mobile and look different on tablet. But I think this is everything that I'm going to cover in this basic introductory video. Remember, everybody, w3schools.com is hands down the best, reading and hands-on tutorial site that I can tell people to go to. This is how I personally learned how to code. This website's been around for years. When I first got on it, I was like 11 or 12, and it's been around since. And this is actually how I built my web programming empires off the stuff I learned on this site. So HTML and CSS. Watch my videos. I give you a bare bones, quick view. Go to W3 Schools and do the homework. And this is how you're going to get better. And then as I progress in my videos doing more intermediate and advanced stuff, you'll be able to understand a lot and probably be further ahead just by going to this site alone. So go to the CSS page. I'm going to put up a link tomorrow to the code that I have here, so you can look and see what I have, and make your own Pandy the Panda site and make it look however you want it to look. But guys, I appreciate it. Short stream. I will be back on tomorrow for my tech talk. I have a new app that I want to talk about. It is a Bitcoin-based app for people who want to get into the Bitcoin space. So I'm going to need some volunteers to help me test. I'll talk all about this tomorrow. But all right, guys. God bless. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.